Senator Stein, for what purpose do you rise?
To debate the bill.
You have the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Senate, imagine a young couple that wants a child, learns that they're pregnant, the joy that they feel. Then they discover in utero that that child has Tay-Sachs. Tay-Sachs is a genetic disorder that causes the relentless deterioration of mental and physical abilities from about 6 months until generally death at about 4 years old. Some people, some women who have discovered that their fetus has Tay-Sachs, carry that child to term and raise that child until that child tragically dies. Others choose to terminate that pregnancy. That is their constitutional right. Making that choice is incredibly difficult and emotionally challenging. It is a decision that that woman should make in consultation with her husband, her support network, and her God, not her state government. With this bill, the government assumes she hasn't given any thought to this important decision. What does the bill require the government? What does the bill have the government require that this young woman go through before she can exercise her constitutional right? First, the government insists that 24 hours before the procedure, she be told of matters such as the liability insurance information of the physician, the clinical privileges of the physician at a nearby hospital, that the government provides food stamps to poor people, that her husband is liable for child support, that she can put her baby with a genetic disorder up for adoption, and that she has the right to see a document with pictures of fetuses at various stages of development. Second, the government requires that this woman sign a certification that she learned all this valuable information. Then, the government requires that that woman come into her procedure 4 hours before the procedure and sit for an ultrasound that the screen, by law, the government requires be turned in her field of view. In a moment of apparent compassion, the bill literally says she may avert her eyes. She may avert her eyes from the fetus that she desperately wanted but made an emotionally wrenching decision to terminate that pregnancy. It doesn't say she can close her eyes or turn her head. I guess if she does either of those things, she's violated the law. It says also she doesn't have to hear a description. Let me tell you what she has to hear. In addition to this ultrasound, the provider shall provide a description of the presence, location, and dimensions of the unborn child within the uterus, the number of unborn children depicted. They shall offer her the opportunity to hear a fetal heartbeat. It says the provider must describe the presence of external members and internal organs, if present and viewable. Again, in a moment of compassion, the bill says she doesn't have to hear those words. I don't know how you don't hear words that are by law subject to liability, required to be spoken when those words are spoken 3 feet from your head. How do you not hear those words? How do you not hear how many digits your fetus has when you wanted that baby in the first place? This government not only requires that the woman certify that these descriptions were made, that she have this ultrasound be put in front of her face, even if she says she doesn't want it turned in her view, it by law must be turned in her view. She has to affirmatively state on that form whether she chose to avert her eyes. What in the world do you think state government needs to put on a written documentation that must be saved for 7 years that a woman chose to avert her eyes from an ultrasound of a baby she wanted to have. On Tuesday, I got an email from a constituent. She wrote me, "I had an abortion many years ago. I knew my options. I weighed my choices very thoroughly. I made my choice with my boyfriend. We drove to Wake County because my insurance didn't have service locations near where I was living at the time, and then drove back the same day. If I had to go through all the hoops that this bill is trying to put in place, I would not have been able to proceed with my decision back then. It would have taken my choice away from me entirely. This bill attempts to step in and say, no, little lady, if this is the choice you are making, you could have possibly not have made an informed decision. Let me show you why you should choose something else." To walk up to a stranger, even in a doctor's office, and say, "I want an abortion," is a very hard choice. Most women out there will think long and hard about making that choice without the government jumping in and making them jump through all those hoops. Please vote no, not necessarily because you support abortion, but because you realize that being female does not mean that you are stupid, and that choosing abortion is not an easy choice no matter what. But it is that a choice, and one that all women should have without someone second or third guessing her. And my only comment would be is that someone is the state government second or third guessing her. This bill represents big government in matters most intrusive and matters most personal. You know, the last bill we discussed was a bill that told the people of Guilford County, the people of Mecklenburg County, the people of Buncombe County, you don't know how to draw your own county district lines. It doesn't matter that you actually have a hearing scheduled tonight to do just that. We in Raleigh, we big state government, are going to tell the people of Mecklenburg, the people of Guilford, the people of Buncombe, we'll draw your lines for you. Put that bill to this bill, which tells all the women in the state, we know what information you must consider before you make this most important decision that you will ever make. The Republican Party, the party of big government that doesn't trust its people.